back to the shop, everybody. In this video will be part 2 of my largest bowl to date, and probably won't do the finishing of this bowl, just the turning of it in the video. I may do some pictures for the tutorial, but I probably won't cover the finishing. But we'll try to get this bowl finished turned. In the last video, or the first video, we got the outside of it turned, and now it's time to turn the inside. First thing we're going to do is true up the face of this rim, and then we'll start on the inside of it. So without further ado, we'll get started. Like I mentioned in the first video, I apologize for the background noise, the air conditioner running, but that's kind of a necessary evil when it's 80-something, 90-something degrees. But we'll get this started here. I probably won't film the finishing cuts just because I really need to be concentrating when I do that and not thinking about the camera. But we'll get some of it on here anyway. Running about 800 RPM there if anybody's interested. Cut. Looks like we got one tool mark there. See if we can get one more. Clean that up just a little bit better. Try to do a shear cut on that. Shear's great. Get it a little bit cleaner. That looks pretty good. As I mentioned in the first video, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about tool selection. As you seen there, at first I was using a bottom end bowl gouge. It's usually good for face cuts like that, but wasn't getting it good and clean, so I switched over to a regular bowl gouge. I used a shear scrape and that cleaned that up nice. Get our inside cut started here. Bring the speed up a little bit. It's right at 1,000 RPMs. Try to stay out of the way of the camera and not hit it with my arm. These first cuts, until you get everything trued up on the inside, are a little bit rough. You see the gouge shaking. And let's see if I can get this where you can see. Maybe you can see right there, there's still sealer on this part of the inside, so that's lower than the rest of it where we're cutting. But when we get it trued up, it'll be a lot, the cuts will be a lot smoother. Just a little bit down here and right here. Just a little bit. Use my tool rest up just a little. Make it a little low. We've got it clean all the way around at the rim now, trued up. Sorry about the shavings all over the camera. Alright, let me change tool rests to my inside bowl curved tool rest, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, we'll give this another go. I got my curved tool rest in here, and that just keeps you from having so much overhang of the gouge over the tool rest. You get out there very far, it starts to vibrate with you. You don't have real good support, so that helps. And I don't normally wear a glove when I'm turning, but this walnut, the chip coming off of it can be a little bit brutal. So there getting in the way. While we're turning the inside of it is being mindful of the shape on the outside and trying to follow that same shape on the inside. Most of the time I just go by feel on the wall thickness, but I do have a couple of such calipers. Let me grab those. Thickness calipers, that is. This one I think is from Lee Valley. I believe it's a Veredas brand. And this one I have no idea. It's a very common thickness caliper. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but with this one you put it in there, and then whatever the thickness is you see here, maybe that's in view. Whatever thickness you got here is your wall thickness. So you just follow that around, make sure you're being consistent on your thickness. This one has got a screw set on it. What you do with it, you put it on there and then adjust the screw until it touches, and then until the points touch the wood, and then that you pull it back off, and that's your wall thickness measuring with this type of caliper. I like both of them, use both of them, mostly fingers. As I mentioned earlier, this is the largest bowl of a set of 3 nesting bowls. There's the first 2. And so I was just measuring the thickness of my rim on that medium-sized bowl, and measured here. The medium is a 1-inch rim, so I've got 1 1/4 inch marked there, and I want to try to just gonna mark a line with the pencil. I want to try not to go any narrower on my rim. And that line there. That way they're all 3 kind of proportional. Where I do use my calipers though is on the bottom of the bowl, because I always worry about turning it too thin in the bottom and accidentally making a lampshade out of it instead of bowl. So we've got about 7/8 of an inch thickness in the bottom right now, so we got room to play still. Low with my tool wrist height. When you come around, you want to be cutting right on the center line. And excuse me, and always slow down when you get to the center, because it's turning slower there than the rest of the bowl. Because it's smaller diameter, so it's turning a lot slower there. So you have to cut slower than it is out here. Don't slow down, if you don't slow down and you try to put force on it, try to push the gouge instead of just letting it cut, you'll end up breaking the grain when you get to that center there. A little bit thick right there still, but the rest of it's feeling good. I can pick the cut up here, take some of that out. I'm standing farther back than I normally would. I'm trying to avoid getting in the way of the view of the camera. It's kind of hard to see when what you're doing when you're standing way back here. Just feeling for that profile, making sure we're following the same as the outside. We make maybe one more cut, and then that's probably all the filming I'll do of this part of it. I'll start the finishing cuts from there, and I probably won't film those. Thick in there. The inside of it cleaned up or trued up, and now it's time to start the finishing cuts. And let's see, looks like I've got one fill to do right there, so I'll probably do that before I start the finishing cuts. Alright guys, thanks for watching.